foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show.
Las opiniones expresadas en este programa son responsabilidad exclusiva de quienes las emiten y no representan necesariamente el pensamiento o alguna posición oficial de este medio de comunicación.
ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isa Crouch.
And this is...
Foreign Show! On the Foreign Show.
Yes, what it do, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people everywhere. Welcome to that Foreign Show on ADR Networks, activating your senses. I am Isaac Rakesh from Illuminari. Are you Illuminari, aka Illuminari Macrew? Yes, yes, and this is That Foreign Show. Friday, 3 p.m., we chop it up with people. We talk about things that we want to talk about, things that interest us, and things that we feel are kind of transformative for the traveler or for the foreign person, And I think everyone is kind of a local somewhere, a foreigner somewhere else. So in that kind of vibe, we put this show together. Now, first things first, let's kick off the segment with the Insider segment. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Insider segment is when we give you guys some hot tips, right? Places to check out, food to eat, music to listen to, shows to watch, things like that, right? Insider tips. Now, today's episode of Insider, we want to highlight our YouTube page, right? So let's pull it up for the people. Are you Illuminari? That is the page, that is the YouTube page that represents us, our band, right? Our project, this thing that we put together. You guys, we are really happy because we've crossed the 600 subscriber mark recently, right? Very recently. And in fact, we were playing a show in another state when that happened. We were on the ground, connecting with people, talking to people, having a great time at the Phoenix 2025 festival. It was a festival, a world fair, right? Because there were booths from different countries. There was a Singapore booth, and we kind of held it down for Singapore. We were beside Jamaica and Nigeria, and it was a 10-day kind of thing. Really fun. We got to perform our set, and you can watch the clips on our page. Now, studio, can we put the YouTube page up, please, for the people to check out? All right, here we go. Yes, sir. Now, that's the page. And what you're looking at is that video that you see pinned up there. That's our latest release. We got all kinds of stuff in there. We got some spiritual content. Because if you don't know, Illuminari, our subject matter is about you. It's about the self, right? It's about spirit. It's about positivity. It's about, maxing yourself, being productive, all the good stuff. And our main medium that we love is music, right? I rap, Celestine sings, Carrick does the videos, and together we are Illuminari, and also with all of our crew. Are you Illuminari? A big shout out to all of the people who have been supporting us, and also over the past weekend and over the past shows that we've done. The support has been incredible, and we love it, And today's episode, guys, we are going to talk to a fellow Singaporean, right? My paisana, Max Wong. She's going to be joining us, and we're going to talk to her a bit about the impression that Mexico gives, right? Mexican impression, specifically post-COVID. Right, so we got pre-COVID and post-COVID. It's a big difference here, and we want to talk to her about it, her experiences, and also kind of talk a bit about this whole journey, right, that a traveler goes through, not just externally, admin, and also what you're doing and how you're hooking that up, but also internally, the stuff, how you prepare yourself, the changes that you go through, and all of that kind of good stuff. We're going to talk to her when we come back after this commercial. Right, so studio, let's run a commercial right now. Yes, y'all. We be back. And I want to tell you guys something, right? We have updated our segment, all right? It's no longer called Insider segment. It's about us. The About Us segment, all right? Now, continuing the About Us segment today, I'm going to talk to you guys about our Ko-fi page. Studio, can we pull that up for the peoples?
We are going to a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
On the foreign show.
Yo, we're back again. All right, I'm not sure what happened there, but we're going to pull up our Ko-fi page for you guys to take a look. Let's do it. Here we go. About Us segment. We want to recommend this thing to you guys right now. All right. Now, guys, as I mentioned before, you can support us by going to our YouTube page and checking out our stuff over there. And you can also check out this Ko-fi page that we have here. Now, this Ko-fi thing is really interesting, and the way that we look at it is, just having a cup of coffee with someone that you like, right? A friend or someone. You just sit down and have a cup of coffee. That is the concept or the idea behind this. Studio, can we go back to that page again? And can we scroll down, Can scroll down on that page so that the people can see? Yes. Are you able to scroll down? No, I'm referring to the Ko-fi page, the one before this. That was yes. Are we able to scroll down? Okay. Anyway, this is the page. Ko-fi. All right. So it's ko-fi.com/Illuminary. All right. If you go to this page, you can actually see what we are up to. Currently, we got a project going on. We're collecting some funds for a visual project that we're about to drop. Now, this project, I would say, is a mixtape. It's a visual, musical kind of a piece, right? It's something that we are conceptualizing and something that we're really excited about. Now, if you've been following our releases, I Am the Money, that was one of the earlier releases that's kind of leading up into this project. The track that we're working on, Honor, right? So I Am the Money. Now we're working on Honor. So you get the vibe. You get the vibe of what we're trying to talk about here, Self-empowerment, self-belief, and dropping of the bullshit, being confidently firm in who you are and doing your thing. That's the Illuminary family. Are you Illuminary? So we're really happy to share this page with you guys, right? And want to invite you guys to check it out and see what we are up to. And let's stay in touch. Also, stay in touch with us here on That Foreign Show. That Foreign Show is a show that we put together so that we can connect with people and kind of get to the heart of certain topics that we like. Traveling, self-growth, and things like that. Now, with that in mind, we have a very special guest today, my paisana, person from my country, Singapore, Max Wong. We're going to chop it up with her. We're going to talk to her about her travel experiences to Mexico and also the region. So let's take another commercial break and we'll be right back with our guest.
We are going to a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
On the foreign show.
Hey guys, we're back at TFS. Thank you for staying with us.
On the foreign show.
We are going to a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
On that foreign show.
We are going to a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TF. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you.
Hey guys, we're back at TFS. Thank you for staying with us.
On that foreign show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, hey, Meisha, welcome to the show. Welcome. Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me? Oh, I can't hear you either. Let's see. Can you hear me? Check. 2. Test. 1 2 2. 1 2 2. Yo, check. 1 2. All right, guys, here we go. Okay, while we wait for our guests, I'll tell you guys a bit about what we're gonna talk about today, right? We're gonna talk about travel. We're gonna talk about well, she's from Singapore. That's where we're from, and we wanna talk to her about her journey going from Singapore to Mexico. Talk a bit also about what kind of brought her here and her impressions of Mexico City as a Singaporean. Now, I have some idea of what Asians or Singaporeans, what their impressions are, and what they think. I just want to hear her point of view about this. You know, we're curious about that, and let's do this. Let's take a commercial break and come back one more time with Max Wong. Peace.
We are going to a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
On the foreign show. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is That Foreign Show, and we are currently, at the moment, right now, we're waiting for a guest to enter the. All right, here. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Are you able to hear me?
Oh, yes, I'm able to hear you. Welcome to the show. Welcome. How's it going? This is That Foreign Show.
All is
How
well.
are you? You're able to hear me well, right?
I'm able to hear you well, yes. But we have some technical
Okay,
problems.
perfect.
So give me a second.
Okay, no worries. We're here now. Let's get into it. So, yes. First thing, you prefer Meishan or Max Wong?
Call me Max. I think that would be better.
Perfect, Max. Welcome to the show. I was telling the people about you and also a bit about what we're gonna talk about today. You're a traveler. We want to talk a bit about that experience. A bit about your impressions. And maybe let's start from there. Let's start with what the average Singaporean's impression of Mexico is. No, and more specifically, what your impression is, and how it's changed.
I think it's pretty interesting. So I think, first of all, I'm from Singapore, right? So this is actually my first time moving out of the country, and it's the first time entering Mexico itself. So in terms of the knowledge that I have for Mexico, or even in this side of the hemisphere, I don't think like Singaporeans we know much about the Latin countries or the Latin region. So first of all, the first impression is I know nothing about this place, this part of the world, this part of the hemisphere, and I have no expectations. But I think one of the key things that I'm more exposed to is from the media, right? So from the media, there's a lot of news, negative news, to be specific, about the safety, about the infrastructure, about the way of life in Mexico. And I think one
Yes,
of the
for sure. Let me just cut you off right there. Let me ask you this, right? Like, but looking the clips and stuff that they show on the news, it's kind of different when you're actually here in the city, right? It's kind of different. It almost actually it is different places because usually the clips they show are like different states, right? Or what do you feel about that?
I think the clips they mostly show on like the cartel area, or like even,
Yeah.
for example, in the movies, right? Like I'm a huge fan of Breaking Bad. That's one of my favorite shows. And the way the show kind of portray, like how things are in the north side, in the south side of like America, which is close to Mexico. It's always about like the negative things, the crimes, the cartels, the drugs, and things like that. So that's what I'm exposed to. And I think when it comes to impressions of my friends and family, the first thing that when I actually share with them, hey, I'm actually moving to Mexico for a career opportunity. The first thing they actually felt was they're shocked. They'll be like, "Are you serious? Like you're going to Mexico? Like, are you really sure about the decision that you make?" And then the second one, like the second feeling that they got was like, "Oh my God, like Max, you're so brave that you are actually traveling to Mexico alone, and just trying out the new country with like a first impression kind of like vibe." So
Yes, that is amazing. Yeah. You know, why did you actually you wanna talk a bit about your career move or what kind of what you actually into?
yeah, for sure. So I'm working in the e-commerce industry. So I'm basically working with all the commercial side of things when it comes to e-commerce, and I have like many experience on that field. And I've been like the vendor manager for like a couple of years now, like 3 to 4 years. And primarily, I was based in Singapore. So when I was kind of like looking for opportunities abroad, I think one of the key things that I really want in my life is to actually move abroad. That's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
my
right.
number one thing. And I think when it comes to which country exactly I want to be in, I do not have a preference, right? But I think the general typical like a typical country that Singaporeans go to. It's either the US, or it could be Europe, or it could be in the United Kingdom, which is in London, or it could be generally Asia, right, like Korea or Japan. But nobody has ever thought of like Mexico. It's a weird choice.
Yes.
It's unusual. So for me, obviously Mexico, it's like really special, right? So and I think another thing about me, it's like I'm really very interested in traveling and understanding the world, and how things work. So given that I've not been into this country, and I've not I don't have any knowledge about this region, I think it's a perfect opportunity for me to be in the area itself and understand from the ground how things actually work, what are some of the culture norms, as well as like how people do business, right, in Latin America. So I think for me it's a huge opportunity to gain like knowledge, and that's why I've decided to actually move to Mexico, drop everything from Singapore, my comfortable life, and then come here and start from scratch. So that's my goal at the start.
Well, that is very brave and very like I mean almost like the sentiment that your friends have and saying that you're really wow, you know. I can kind of get that also because it's completely Sorry about that technical difficulty. We got disconnected. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. The point that you were saying just now was really brilliant. I mean, putting yourself in some kind of place that you have no idea what it is, right? Like no kind of, you don't have some kind of, blueprint for what it is, or how to, how to actually do your thing in that country. I believe that's kind of a very transformative process. Maybe you can tell us a bit about that, like your impressions being here in the city, and kind of how it's different from Singapore. You mentioned Singapore as a first world comfortable life. You mentioned. So how has your life changed over here? Is it more comfortable?
Well, that's a really good question. I think as a start, moving abroad, dropping everything from the comfortable life in Singapore and moving to, I think just generally another country on your own, it's really very uncomfortable.
Mm.
And like things like you're dropping everything and you're not moving with friends or family, and you're building communities within the countries from scratch. Like the ways of working is different, right? The traffic feels different, the public transport feels different, or the malls feels different, or like even hawker centers, by which I'm really used to. Over here, there's not much of it, right? It's just street food, stores and things like that. So there's a lot of changes for me. So at the very beginning, it was really, really uncomfortable. But I think in terms of my impression after, I think there's many different, how do I say, like aspects to it. So for example,
Mm.
like first of all, before, I'm not sure how Mexicans are as friends or as people, right? But I think being here in person, one of the key things that I'm really surprised is the warmth and the how welcoming like people are here. And I'm talking about like Latin Americans as a whole. Like initially, I was fearful of things like, oh, you know what, will I be able to fit in with my colleagues, which are generally like from Latin America, or would I be able to make friends, and are they actually accepting to somebody who is from outside of Mexico? Um, and I think what surprised me is that they're really, really welcoming. Like, even if I say um, like I'm from Singapore, like everybody is just, especially I think just generally this side of the world, they're really impressed by Singapore, and that's what I've gotten so far in all of my interactions with people.
All right, yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but I think you
Okay.
you are kind of like disconnecting a little bit here and there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Are you able to? Is this good? Are you able to hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Really interesting what you're saying in the conversation that we're having. Apologies for the technical difficulties that we're experiencing today. But tell us more. Tell us a bit about that impression. For us, when we first came here, the thing that really hit us about Mexico, and maybe also the Latin thing, is the whole how everyone talks to each other. Like you can walk on the street and you can say Buenas tardes, provecho, right? In Singapore, I mean, what would happen if we do that?
I
If we if
think
we if we
I
if we
think
say if we say good afternoon to someone walking by, what will happen?
I think first of all, Singaporeans, we will definitely judge you. We'll be like, what, who are you? Like, why are you saying good afternoon to me? Like, excuse me, like, do I know you? Kind of like
Are you
vibe.
selling property? Right, or something? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's just the general conservative Asian culture, right? Like, we are more close with the people we know, but when it comes to greeting strangers, that's not something we are really comfortable with. But here in Mexico, just greeting strangers, meeting new people, making new friends on the streets, or probably you just go for like a salsa or bachata class, you can make like a couple of friends, just like that.
Yes, yeah.
And they're really open to kind of like share about their life, as well as just making sure that you are included in what they're actually doing. So I think that was drastically different from where I came from. And I think another thing is, like for like in Mexico, people greet each other with a side cheek kiss, right? Like if you're
Yes.
man and man, you do like a hey bro, like a hand thing. But if you're like a woman and woman or man and woman, most of the time you do a side cheek kiss. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the first impression I had was like, oh my god, like a kiss on the cheek. I'm from Singapore, like we don't do that. So that was like me in the first month of Mexico. But I think the more I know about, like, why they do it, the warmth, and that's just how they actually welcome people and greet people. It's actually a very nice way to greet people, actually. Like now I'm really used to it, so I don't really mind, and that's how I actually greet people as well now.
Yes, it's nice. It's warm, right? It's kind of like, hey, I see you. Hey, what's up? And sharing some love, as friends, right? I think it's very nice. Also, we really enjoy that.
Mhm.
And are there some things that being here, you kind of miss about Singapore, or maybe let me rephrase that. Maybe some things about Singaporean culture that you feel, Mexico could use.
I think one key thing probably would be on efficiency. uh,
Mm.
so I think because I come like Singapore, we are like basically everything is well thought out, right? It doesn't come to us as Singaporean that, oh, we have to think about this, because the government or like the country is actually governed in a way very efficiently, and everything is planned out and very thoughtfully. Like, okay, public transport within how many meters, the bus needs to be everywhere. We don't really need cash. Everything is transacted via, like, the card, or by your phone, and all of these things are just really convenient in Singapore. So Mexico, while I understand it's still developing, but I think knowing all the Mexicans that I've spoken with so far and how impressed they were with how things are actually managed in Singapore, probably they can kind of take some learnings from Singapore as well. Probably like from a technology perspective, or from probably like I don't know, like transport and things like that. So I mean, I'm just saying at a very high level, right? Because Mexico is such an amazing country, and there's so many things that we can do here with so many resources. So I think once it's being like optimized, I think everything would be really nice to be here.
Yes, it's a beautiful place here in Mexico. And your point is really valid. About that. Those few things, like what comes to my mind is like refuse. The rubbish uh, collection system here in Mexico. That can use some help. It's kind of outdated, and some of the things like that. Like first world things that Singapore. You don't even think twice about, right? Like drinking water, right? We just drink water from the tap. Over here it's like, we prefer this brand over the other for water. It's like things that you don't really think about, but being here kind of make you appreciate also, right? And also I think the reverse is true, right? There's some things that Singapore could use that you find here. And for us, being artists, also one of the things, and maybe I want to ask you what your impression is. One of the things we feel is like, in Singapore things are perfect, right? Everything is really perfect, and sometimes you need things to be not perfect, right? To kind of get what you're trying to do, or you're trying to explore something. You're trying to not just see the perfection of it, but you want to see how it can be flawed also. What do you feel about this? Like, Singapore is so clean. I mean, coming over here is a different thing. What do you feel?
I think probably Singapore could learn a little bit from Mexico when it comes to a maybe just the general take in life, because in Singaporeans, right, we are very serious about life. And I mean from a career perspective, from a buying a house perspective, from a making sure that we have everything set in place. From a monetary perspective, like we value like money a lot, right? And we want to earn money.
Yes.
We want to hit like fire meaning like retirement before like 30 years old and things like that. and we're always chasing material goods. And like for our next holidays and things like that. So we are really like stressed about like material things as well as progress in life. And when I'm in Mexico, my first 2 months I was like so frustrated with like the efficiency. Like for example, why is drinking water not readily available from the tap? Why is it not fixed? You know, a lot of things I was just questioning. Like if things can be better here, it will be so much easier. Life will be so much easier to actually live within the country itself. But I think after some time, I've become a more relaxed person. Like I think the general outtake in life is, even though things is not working the most efficient way it should be, but at the end of the day, if it works, it doesn't matter because it works. So for example, like drinking water is not readily available, right? You can always go to like Walmart or like Soriana just to get a water supplies, or you can actually order it and make sure that at least you have some drinking water. Or for example, like traffic. The traffic here in Mexico can be a challenge, but at the end of the day, you still go to the destination that you meant to go to, and you still actually reach the place. So, I think for me, it's just how like life is bigger than like efficiency and money and things, and I think you can be a little bit more relaxed, and make sure and you don't really need to have things perfectly, like in Singapore.
Yes, that's exactly right. I mean, you don't need things to be perfect. You can kind of uh, flow with things, right? You can kind of flow with things. And also, I the example that you gave of like the water, you can't drink it now, you just come up with a solution, go and buy the water. I think things like that are very transformative, right? It kind of teaches you that okay, you can just kind of flow with whatever's going on, you can find a solution, right? And also, this other point that I have discussed with other Singaporeans, I want to know your opinion about this. Being a Singaporean, actually, it's in our DNA, right, to travel, right? Because we are actually made up of people who have been traveling, right? We are made up of people who left their cities or left their comfort area, right? So I feel like as a Singaporean, like it's probably, I don't know, part of our thing, part of who we are, to actually kind of explore this thing, and kind of in a way kind of build upon that whole Singapore thing, right? Like Singapore, you get security, you know how to do things over there. Now in another country, maybe we can grow, right? What do you feel?
I think traveling and moving abroad is very different. And I think for Singaporeans, it is in our DNA to travel. Like I think it's also because like we are just lucky, right? Like we are in a developed country, a first world country, and we have a lot of privilege that allows us to be educated and allow us to actually earn more as well as to travel. So I think that's something that we should be thankful about, and definitely for me, even for myself, when I'm in Singapore, I always aim to travel probably 2 to 3 times a year. and and that's
Right.
normal. That's really normal, in Singapore. But in Mexico, on the contrary, people tend to travel internally, so within the country itself, because it's such a big country, right? And they go to like maybe like Yucatan or like Monterrey, or like for weekend trip, here and there. So I think first of all, like it is in our DNA to travel because of how things are, and how Singapore is being built. But I think traveling as well as moving abroad, it's a bit different. Traveling is just like, okay, you go enjoy, you come back home, and you know that you
Yeah.
have a home to be at the end of the trip. So you can go like crazy and like things like that. And once you have fun, okay, go back to reality. But moving abroad, it's very different. Like, yeah,
Can you
first of all,
can you tell us more about that? Like for you, like what were some of the challenges or the differences, like moving abroad?
I would say like first of all, like I have to drop everything. So meaning, for example, the dance classes package that I've that I've paid for, in Singapore, or like the gym membership I have in Singapore, like the all of the, what do you call it, like things, right? Like Netflix and all of your subscriptions that I have in Singapore. First of all, I have to cancel all of them because I'm moving. Then we talk about friends and family, right? You have to inform all of them, and you have to kind of like say, hey, I'm moving, and you have to like bid your farewell. I think that was the most difficult part for me, but that has to be done because that is the reality of moving and dropping everything across. But I think when I moved, one of my key goal is to actually be really minimalistic. So I actually just came to Mexico with 2 luggages, and like one luggage is like all the necessities like my clothes and things like that, but the other one, which is the most important luggage, they are all food, Singaporean spices, your belacan, your laksa paste, and all of this.
And
So
let me guess, that's the one that you checked, that you actually you carried on, right? The other one you checked in, right?
no, both I checked in because it was too heavy. It was like a
Oh,
two,
okay.
two huge luggage, and one of them is like just pure food, and pure chili sauce and things like that. So it's very different because I have to really plan ahead when I move abroad. Like, okay, if I'm here, like, what should be the way I should be making friends? What should I do? Like, how should I pay my rent? Like I need to sign up for bank accounts, phone, like all of these things that are easy in Singapore. It becomes a little bit harder when you move abroad, particularly in Mexico, because everything is in Spanish.
Indeed. Yeah.
It's in Spanish. So I don't know the language. I need to learn the language. but it's something that needs to be done. And there's a lot of thought that needs to be put into when you move abroad. And I think most importantly, it's to be brave. Because I think the very first step is always the hardest, right? Because you're just plunging into the unknown. But I think based on my experience, once you have done it, it's very fulfilling. Like I'm glad I made this decision.
Well, I can see that you're happy, you're content, you're doing your thing. What advice, or how did you do it, for someone who's thinking about actually doing it? How did you actually, for example, when you came into the city, how did you find where you want to live, and how did you make that decision, and things like that?
I think the decision it's made from, to be honest, a lot of research. So I use a lot of platforms like Reddit, as well as TikTok,
Okay.
and like YouTube and things like that, just to kind of educate myself what to expect when I arrived in the country. So I think that was the first thing that I did before actually moving over, and also just try to understand like the cost of living comparison as well. Like for me, I'm quite a numbers person, so I like to understand like what's the difference between like the groceries, or like cost of living, or I don't know, the cost of transport and things like that, and see if I will be able to survive at least 6 months in the country with my um, existing resource that I have. So moving abroad takes a lot of planning as well as consideration, as well as a lot of research. It takes time. But once you've done it, it will be so easy when you actually arrive in the country. But it's not like super easy, you still have to kind of like
For
adapt,
sure.
make friends, understand from different people how things work. So that's one thing that I would suggest.
Let me ask you this: how did you actually decide on Mexico, and what was the your process of actually learning Spanish? When were you exposed to it first, and like, did you actually decide Spanish country first and then Mexico, or how did that happen?
Honestly, for me, I'm quite open-minded, so I don't have like a particular destination I want to be when I want to move abroad. But for me, for this specific case is that I had a career opportunity or a job opportunity here in the country, and I have to make the decision whether to drop everything and move to Mexico, or to keep put and stay in Singapore. So that was the two options that I have. And I think for me, I decide to actually move because I love traveling, and I just mentioned like traveling as well as a moving abroad is different, right? But I'm just so keen to understand another part of the world. That's why my decision was very clear. Like, what if I have the opportunity, and if I don't take it, I will regret. But if I take it, and if I like it and I take it, it will be an amazing experience, and I have so much story to tell. But if I take it and I regret it, and I don't like it, at least I have no regrets, and I've tried.
Yes,
Kind
that's
of.
a brave way of being, right? Of like wanting to live life, right? Can you tell us? You say you got story to tell. We still got a bit of time. Um, what are some of these things, now being here that you feel, yeah, looking back, wow, you can actually see how you have changed or something that you have gained.
I think one thing probably would be a more like balanced worldview, because when I'm in Singapore, the whole mindset is, like everything that's within Singapore, and we're really well protected. And and I think one thing that I've like really understand is how privileged we are as Singaporeans, and we have a nation that's built up so well. And I think that's something that I'm really appreciative about. Okay. Yeah. I think another thing that I've learned as well is that I'm a little bit adaptable now, as well as I'm more patient. Like last time I was so impatient, but now I'm like more and more patient, because again, being in a new country, you can't have everything going in your way. Like you need to kind of like understand how things work here, and then adapt accordingly to the culture as well as the norms in this new country. So I think that's another thing that I've learned. I think one final thing would be on building communities from scratch, because building friendships in Singapore, right? Most of your friend community comes from school. Like it could be from primary school, then secondary school, and then like your JC, university, and you
Yes.
slowly kind of build your community from there. And then you make friends from work, and you feel very comfortable, right? Because you're just slowly building up your life in the country. But I think moving abroad helps me learn, like, oh my God, dropping everything and starting from scratch at my age, it's not something that's easy, because everybody would have their own friends and communities already. So you need to be really brave and actually go to like different like events to know more people, and I think once you've done that, you would understand, like, or I understand and learn that there are more people like me who dropped everything, moved overseas, try to make friends, try to build their own communities from scratch. And I think that actually help us to kind of build a very supportive community here, like abroad. So I think that's really, really nice.
When you say help us build a supportive community, you're talking about your company?
No, I'm talking about, like, for example, like I go to like different meetups, what do you call that? Events, right? And I talk to different people. And when I kind of speak with them, they mention the same thing as well. Like, oh, I'm moving here alone, and I'm looking to like build like looking for different groups, to be in. And that's where I realized, like, hey, I'm not the only one that have this problem, or this challenge of building communities from scratch, or building my friendship group from scratch.
Yes, yes, and self-imposed challenge, which is a big difference, right? Because you're after growth, you're after transformation, which is a beautiful thing. We salute you here on that foreign show. We're down actually to the last minute of the show, so let me just ask you this really quick. What advice do you have for someone who is living in a comfortable, safe environment? Everything is nice, their friends are nice, everyone's beautiful, everything's nice, but they wanna do what you have done. What advice would you have for someone like that?
I would say just be brave, um, and be willing to take the risk, and be willing to drop everything and start from scratch. There will be fear, 100%. But I think once you kind of overcome that, it will be very fulfilling. And you will realize that there's more to life than being really comfortable in Singapore.
Yo, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. At Daylight Roses is your IG, right? Over here on that foreign show, we like to think that being a guest, you actually are now a part of our family, and we want to watch you on your journey, and also probably maybe in the future invite you again for season 2, re-episode, right?
Yes, lovely to be
Perfect.
here.
Thank you so much, Max. It's been wonderful talking to you. Lovely talking to you. And yes, we got to do this again soon. I'm Isaac Rakesh here on ADR Networks, activating your senses, Illuminary. And yeah, a big shout out. Thank you very much, Max, and catch you again soon.
Thanks,
Peace.
guys.
Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.